Yes, yes.
Guys, Brittany messed everything up last week. It's
Everything.
we're going to talk about that at our next staff meeting.
Yeah.
We're back. I don't think anybody's here, but we're back.
We're gonna dock her pay.
We're docker pay. Brittany's a volunteer. All right. So she just won't get as many crowns on her, or as many jewels on her crown in heaven. Hey, we'll just we got a couple minutes. We'll just do this thing. Do you know how to change those? I can tell you real quick before anybody hops on here. Is anybody on?
We got 4 people on Facebook. We're gonna
Click on it.
We're gonna get back into some
The 3 dots at the top.
into some questions.
There you go. Text him the questions.
I don't know the question.
Hey, the first question was, what's the longest you've gone without sleeping? What's the longest you've gone without sleeping? Rob, you kind of talked about youth lock-ins.
Youth lock-ins. Yeah. I mean, I had a few things like doing missions trips and like traveling around in a band. Like you just don't sleep.
Yeah. Because you're a rock star.
Sure.
Are we on YouTube?
I don't know. I'm on.
I don't
Facebook.
see us on YouTube. We're just gonna go to Hey, we're on Facebook. Go to Facebook. Yeah, I'd say the longest I went without sleeping was, I mean, it had to be Iraq. So like, I mean, there was like 36-hour missions that we went on. So you'd be out, like full on ops, and then come back, have to debrief, clean up,
Yeah.
crash, and so I definitely that Iraq would have to be where I've done most of my long nights, long days.
Yeah. I don't recover like that anymore.
No. I mean, I'm a night owl, so I'll stay up till 2, 3 a.m. and I run.
I saw the sermon was uploaded at like 5 a.m. this week.
Yeah, I was up till 5, almost 5:30. I got the worship a little late, so but what's funny so Sunday mornings, right now when we're doing this, that sounds bad. On Saturdays, Maddie lets me sleep in, and she gets the kids and handles them, and then on Sunday mornings, she gets to sleep in, and so I went to bed at 5:30, and then at like about 8:30 is when Yara wakes up early, but she'll come like get in bed with us for a couple hours. But about 8:30, it was like, all right, you got to get out of bed so that Maddie could sleep. So I slept from like 5:30 to 8:30 on Sunday, and then went all day. But I can, and Marty talks about that all the time. She's like, how do you operate off of like 4 hours of sleep? I can do it, even as old as I am now, I can do that, but literally for like a day, maybe 2 days. I used to be able to go like 4 hours, like all I needed was like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. I was just going. But now I don't recover like that. And probably because I eat Arby's for lunch, that probably has a lot to do with it. But
all those Dr. Peppers.
if I ate more like healthy foods, I could probably get back to. I might need to do that. Hey, you spelled worst.
Worst. What's the worst?
Oh man, that just happened.
Oh man, we're having a good time over
Here we go.
I'm trying to remember what the last question was because I'm texting DeMarcus the questions and I don't remember what the last one was.
Tell us.
Oh, okay, I know.
Brittany said that she often stays up 24 to 36 hours. So Brittany works. She's a nurse, pediatric nurse, and so she works night shifts a lot of times. So, she said, I have to stay up for 24 to 36 hours. If I don't sleep before work or travel somewhere after work, I think I've reached the 48-hour mark a few times. And I think when she reaches a 48-hour mark, she's delirious at that point. I think almost anybody is. But yeah.
Which explains a lot.
That's probably how she messed up our internet.
I know that's why all our stuff.
Yeah. So anybody else? Did anybody come back? I think they all were just like, all right, chat's over.
We're out. No, we have a few people. Oh, maybe they're gone now.
Daisy's here.
Brittany's still here. Maybe we should be nice to Brittany because
she's like our only follower. Daisy's here. She's on YouTube. Said I don't have Facebook, so stay on here, guys.
All right.
One World Music says like 3 days nonstop, like 70 hours he stayed up.
Wow.
How do you do that?
What were you doing?
Yeah, are you on something? Like what? 70 hours? That's a long time. Tell us a little bit about that. He said like 70 hours with like very small sleeps, like 30 minutes. So
okay.
little power nap.
Yeah.
Power nap, get back at it.
That's still rough. That's almost worse.
Yeah. Are you a napper? Can you nap?
Yeah.
So Maddie can go nap. She'll be like, I'm gonna go take a nap, and she'll go nap for like 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And she's like, she'll get up and she'll go. If I fall asleep and take a nap, I'm out. Like I'm down for like 3 hours, and when I get up, I feel like garbage.
All groggy.
Like my stomach's hurting, and I just don't feel good. But yeah, it's that's always rough. I feel like I don't know that sleep is the older I get, sleep is like a much more of a commodity, right? Like,
yeah,
and it's something that like I really really need. I'm like I like that.
I don't think he doesn't have to make a new box, right?
No. Just click the box.
Click the one with the blue
box. There you go.
There it is.
That's all right. Just put it up like that.
Throw it up like that.
We're good to go.
Let's. I mean, we gotta start rolling through it. So let's go
to the last. Do you have the last one? All right, we'll just go to this one. So the next question.
We'll talk about this while DeMarcus puts together the last question.
You do that one.
What's the best or worst surprise you've ever had?
The best or worst? Oh, I can tell you my best surprise.
What's that?
Yara.
Yeah.
my little 2-year-old is my best surprise because she was definitely a surprise.
Yeah.
That was not supposed to happen. So yeah, that's my best surprise.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. Well, I have 4 that were all surprises. They were all there, and there were like 4. Yeah. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That never should have happened.
Don't call your kids that.
That wasn't true.
Yeah.
But man, dude, I don't know. My kids are amazing. I love them.
I think that like for most parents, like your best surprise is the kids,
for
right?
Sure.
Like,
for sure.
Oh man, like with Yara. Actually, I was just thinking about today. We were on a Zoom call with some pastors bunch of pastor friends of ours from kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about just ministry and like dealing with pandemic and all this craziness. And one of the things we were talking about was like fear and what was it? Fear and I can't even think. Huh? Fear and intimidation. Like dealing with that as a pastor, like fear of different things. Like, I don't know, people don't like me or people will never come back after this. And kind of going through that. And I made this statement when we were talking. I was like, I've gotten to a point where like I get to do this. Like this is fun. Like it's not.
Yeah.
And if the Arsenal like just ended, like my identity's not here. I love this. I love this community. I love what we're doing. But it at the end of the day, it's like just something I get to do, and I get to love on people, and we get to like talk on microphones to a camera, or we get to preach about Jesus. Like there could be worse things. Like I've been shot at, you know. like I'll take this every day. But we were talking about that. And one of the things that was run through my head, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it when we were talking with the pastors, was like, so tomorrow, Yara was supposed to go back to daycare.
Yeah.
And what's been happening during the pandemic is I stay home with Yara in the mornings because the boys come up here. Miss Gina does school with them. But I hang out with Yara while Maudie works. So she works for the like 4 or 5 hours in the morning, and then I leave and Maudie gets to hang out with Yara. And one of the things we were talking about sending her back to daycare tomorrow, and I like didn't expect it, but I was like, no, let's not.
Yeah.
Like,
because
my personality, the type of person I am, the type like what I like to do and how I work, like, sure, would 4 extra hours a day be incredible to like put in work? And I think we could do some incredible things at the church. And I could come in and I mean, I'll work. Like
you wouldn't be working at 2
If I've got 24 hours, I'll work 24 hours. But I got to a point where I was like, you know what? No, like when am I ever going to get 2-year-old Yara,
right,
almost 2 years old, for 4 or 5 hours a day, just me and her?
Yeah, you won't.
Never. So it's not worth it right now. Like the church is not
until
drowning.
She's the one changing your diapers.
Yeah. like we're like, could we do more? Absolutely. Do we have to do more? Nah. Like we can love people in what we're doing. Rob's here in the mornings and doing stuff. So it just got to a point where I was just like, no, let's not send her. Let's not do it. Like doing more work is not as important to me right now as I get to spend time with my daughter.
Right.
And so, and then for me, that shocked me. Like that's something that I didn't expect not that I don't love my kids or love spending time with them, but it was just like, man, I don't know. It kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I mean, the not paying hundreds of dollars a month is nice too.
That's
like
that's a bonus.
Like that's a bonus. But really, like getting to spend time with her was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Why did I talk all about that? She's my best surprise. That's why I said that.
She's your best surprise.
Yeah.
I don't have no comments on that on Facebook.
Nada.
You guys, this is the chat where you guys are supposed to chat with us about. I guess we just move on to
Daisy
the next
said,
question.
my best surprise was Judy. We were not supposed to happen. Judy's a pretty amazing surprise. She would probably say the same thing about you, Daisy. Like
I would love to see Judy's reaction to that. She'd
Yeah.
be like, surprise!
Surprise!
I'm here.
Oh yeah, Judy's a blast. Let's see. Conversations with Kat said, my father had a motorcycle accident and almost died. I prayed nonstop for almost 4 days. He made it, but has a ton of pain still. That happened in 2004.
Wow.
Or 2014. Yeah, that's a worse surprise, right? That's not a surprise that you want to have that phone call.
No.
Whoa. One World said his best surprise was winning like $50,000 in the lottery the day. Oh, I thought he actually won 50 grand, but he said it was like $50,000 in the lottery the day his sister was born. I was like, oh, all right, winning the lottery. I mean, not that your sister's not exciting or important, but
I was about to lead into the next segment on tithing.
yeah. That'll be the first message on tithing at the Arsenal ever. Yeah. Here we go.
That's true.
I'd love to see how you go into that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Daisy, we have a story. LOL. I think I've heard part of it, but they're both.
DeMarcus
incredible.
says, I've learned if you're getting roasted at the Arsenal, it's a sign that you're doing something right. That's true. It is a sign of affection to get roasted in.
Oh, he's replying to
just out
Brittany.
in public.
I'm feeling a little attacked today.
Yeah.
You know, I had a football coach in high school that used to yell at me all the time. All the time. And he called me Cat Baloo. It's from an old TV show. And last name's Baloo, so cat. Anyway. So he'd be like, Cat Baloo, get over here. And what are you doing? And he'd just yell and yell and yell. And I was like, oh my, why is he always yelling at me? And he was like, you know why I yell at you? I was like, no, I don't. Because I like you. I was like, that makes no sense. I'm probably gonna need therapy from this later. But he's like, because I like you. If I didn't ever yell at you, it's because I don't like you. I was like, all right, well, thanks. I, ran back out on the field. But at the Arsenal, if we like you, you get roasted. You go. Now that I kind of process that and process the coach thing, maybe we should stop that because I don't want to cause unnecessary therapy sessions. But
oh man,
everybody needs a therapist. Jesus plus therapist equals
what?
I don't know.
Oh,
peace. No, it's good. I fully. That's not a joke. I fully believe in that.
Yeah, no, therapy's good stuff.
All right. Last question.
Roll into the next question. Well, kind of, I think what sparked the last question is this week we're continuing the I Am series. And so we're talking about when Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. And that happened right before he raised Lazarus from the dead. He's talking to Martha. And, she kind of goes in there and she's like, Jesus, if you were here, Lazarus wouldn't have died.
Yeah.
And then Jesus goes, he'll rise again. And she goes, I know, on the last day, we'll rise again. And he goes, it's such a weird reply. She goes, I know in the last day he'll rise again, talking about an afterlife, right?
right.
Then that's going to happen. And he goes, his response is, I am the resurrection and the life. And so we're going to talk about that this Sunday a little bit. But it got me thinking as we were setting up for the chat, man, what's life-giving to you? What in life helps you? How do you recharge? What makes you feel like, yes, I'm even in a way where dude, I was not feeling it. I was down, and then something happens and it kind of gets you sparked up again. Or because I know as pastors, that happens, right? Everybody gets discouraged at times, and there are times where you're just oh,
yeah,
I'm tired or I don't know what I'm doing. And then it's you get some sort of things happen and they help you recharge or kind of bring back that life.
Yeah.
Or even man, just for me as an introvert, just alone time is huge in being in large crowds or whatever, I get drained when I'm around large crowds with people that I don't know. In small crowds, no problem. People I'm real familiar with. Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's hard to put my finger on what exactly it is. Because if I go to a football game, but there I'm not interacting with a lot of people.
Yeah, you're just watching and
that's no problem.
Right.
When I go to church and I'm talking with a bunch of different people and meeting new people, that's when I'm I need a nap.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like it, but
and I'm the opposite.
It's
when I'm around people and interacting with everybody, that's how I recharge.
Yeah.
Which is literally the definition of introvert extrovert, right? Introvert extrovert doesn't mean outgoing people are extroverts and introverts are just quiet and to themselves. It's all based off of kind of recharging with people.
Yeah.
You either recharge. Typically, an introvert will recharge alone, and an extrovert will recharge. We get energy from people.
Yeah.
And so that's
So if I'm ever like not hanging out with the crowd after church or something like that, it's usually just because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like it's
Sundays
not
are-
because I don't. It's not because I don't like people.
And like right now, like during this whole pandemic where we're not meeting, like I think for me, like I'm missing the recharge of like having people in the church and and doing stuff like that. But
I get my fix here on the chat. Like I get to talk with all these people.
and see this like I need to see faces. I need to see smiles.
We do have a comment. Brittany wrote. She said a big surprise for her was falling in love with San Antonio. High school, Brittany never wanted to end up here, but things change, and I ended up with the best community between the Arsenal and Shine.
Yeah, I feel like she just fell in love with the Arsenal. Let's just be honest. That's what kept her here. Like, just go ahead and say it, Brittany. It's
So she also gave a shout out to DeMarcus here. Thanks. We've both been roasted a little today, so I guess we're both doing something right. You guys are doing something right.
you
Like,
guys are amazing.
They are
Like,
they're Arsenal people.
Matt
says coffee helps him recharge.
that I'm a big fan.
That'll do it.
Conversations with Kat on YouTube said she was answering a couple of the questions. So 4 days with no sleep because of my father.
Oh wow.
Which
Wow.
that's a long time. And then best surprise, she said, maybe my autistic daughter finally feeling confident.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's like, I feel like we need to hear that story.
Yeah, we want that. We want to hear that story for sure.
That's incredible.
We need to allot some time for that.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one. And then she said, worship songs get the Holy Spirit moving in my soul, and it just heals the pain and fatigue. So I think that's like how she says she recharges.
Yeah.
And One World said the same thing. He said, when I'm really down, a good song will calm me. Just 2 minutes of a jolly good song, it's like therapy.
That's true, man. There's something special about.
He said, I forget I was depressed,
right
particularly
song.
if I sing along with it. There's something about music.
There's something there.
Um,
DeMarcus says lately it's been running that recharges him.
Me too.
Odd because he's physically tired, but internally after running he feels amazing.
I almost ran this week. Almost. I actually thought about it. I probably should. You know, and for me sometimes, like I love being around people. I definitely recharge off that. But Maudie knows when I've had a rough day or when I'm just like, it doesn't happen as much as it used to, but especially when I didn't have as many kids. But when I had a rough day or I'm just tired, like she would come home and I'd be sitting on the couch and I'm like playing PlayStation, which I don't typically do. And like for me, just like kind of doesn't take mind like focus. It's just kind of mind numbing, and I'm just playing, you know, Madden or some NBA 2K and like that. I tried Call of Duty. I don't know if you've ever played Call of Duty, but I play it too much like a military guy, and apparently you're supposed to run around like you're crazy and just get shot and don't worry about it. Like,
I've always been bad at first person
I just
shooters.
can't do it. I try to play, like all the band guys play Call of Duty. I try to get on and play with them, and I'm such a liability.
I mean, remember like way
they're
back.
like, oh, if Chad would get off here, we'd probably do all right.
Yeah. My friends were always trying to get me like a long time ago to come play Halo.
Yeah.
Right, like that was the thing.
That was
like years
that
ago.
was the first person shooter.
That was like one of the first ones where like everybody would gather together and you would have like, you know, like just events, and I was so bad at it. I can't do it. Like
I don't know what it is. I'm just not fast enough.
I need my you know, like direction pad and BA.
Yeah.
Give me my Nintendo controller.
Just the Nintendo controller.
Or step it up to a Sega Genesis controller. I'm good there too.
I'm like we start Call of Duty, like the game starts, right? And military guy, like, all right, there's 6 of us on the team. Like, what's our strategy here? Where are we going? Who's going where? What's
and they're like,
like, and literally it starts. It's just like, boom, like roaches when the lights come on, they just scatter. You know, I'm like, where did everybody go? And what am I supposed to be doing? Like, and so I just take off running. What I've learned is I'm a really good helper on the team where I will draw out the fire so you can shoot the guy. Like I'll be somewhere, I'll get shot, but now you know where he was and you can shoot him. On Call of Duty, there's like this KD ratio, like your kill to death ratio. Mine's like 2,
That's-
which is terrible. Like
you're
I'm-
like the the right fielder of
the right fielder of like Little League, because the right fielder in like Major League Baseball has got a gun.
Is a phenomenal athlete.
But I'm the
and
right
and
fielder.
has to be.
Yeah, I'm
You're the little league right fielder.
I'm the kid on the
Sorry,
sandlot
right
with the
fielders.
I'm the kid on the sandlot with the long hat. It's just like, hey, you
There
go
you
out there, bro. Like, here's a glove. You're gonna need that. Smalls, that's it.
Brittany says
don't know.
things that recharge her: bar, going to coffee shop, reading, going to a coffee shop to read or journal, and solo travel.
I've never solo traveled.
Me neither.
We should try that together. I don't know what I would do solo traveling. Like,
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I've solo traveled, but I'm usually like going to like. No, it's not solo traveling. Then I'm like going to an event,
like hopping on a
like
plane.
I'll
by
fly by
yourself.
myself.
Yeah.
I may stay in a hotel by myself, but I'm like meeting up with people.
The
So-
last time I flew by myself, they raised like I got like it raised a flag and they like pulled me aside and searched all my stuff and I missed my flight and it's horrible.
that happened to me once. I was flying back from like DC, Baltimore. I was in uniform and I got like randomly selected and pulled aside to like check everything.
Mine was not random. I got flagged because there's a Robert Clark in Sacramento, which
Yeah.
is where I was at the time, that is apparently on some kind of watch list.
Oh, jeez. All right. No, it was funny. I'm standing in line, and the people were like, "You know why you're in line with us, right?" And I was like, "No." Like everybody I was in line with was like foreign. They were like not from this country, and like they were like, "You know why you're in line with us, right?" And I was like, "No, but I'm gonna miss my flight." And literally, like I was leaving for Iraq the next day.
Oh,
So
wow.
like I had to get back. My unit was leaving. So I was like, I have no idea. And they're like, oh, you're just here to make us feel like this is random. Like that's you're just kind of like
Yeah.
here to make us so they can be like, no, we didn't just like pick you out. Like, see, we have a military guy here. Like it's random. And I was like, well, I mean, I'd be down for that if I didn't have to be home like tonight. But
I've been pulled out multiple times.
really,
Yeah.
that's the only time. Bag stuff. They're always like,
They took my tweezers once. I was like, what
you're
the?
dangerous. You're like Jason Bourne.
Like, I know.
Like,
Can I like take out
yeah.
somebody's eyeball with my tweezers? I
right?
don't know.
We've talked about this, right? Like, I don't know why, but every time I think about like if I was like a international spy going after people, like my favorite thing in Jason Bourne, it's kind of gross, but is when he's like fighting the guy and he like stabs his hand with a pin, like a big pin. He's just
Yeah.
like, you gotta be, you're dope if you can do that.
Yeah.
Like, you beat somebody up with a pin. Rob tweezers.
Brittany doesn't think you'd make it as a solo traveler.
I would just meet friends. No, if I had to like travel to the mountains by myself, I think I could make it.
Yeah. If I knew where I was supposed to go and be, like I had a plan, I'd be totally fine. And I'd be fine breaking off from that plan, but I need a plan to break off from.
What if,
You know what I mean?
all right, let's do this. Brittany, I'll accept that challenge. You buy the plane ticket and I'll solo travel. And I mean, I'll vlog it. Like I'll video it. We'll make a video of it. That may make me feel like I'm not solo traveling, but let's do it. You buy the ticket. I get to pick a location though. You can't just randomly send me to some like.
I don't know. If she's buying the ticket, she gets to pick the location.
No, I'm not just
Yeah.
going somewhere like she's gonna send me somewhere. I can't even think of where. I'm gonna say something and offend somebody, but I'll end up in like Vermont or something.
What's wrong with
I'm just
Vermont?
kidding. West Virginia. All right, we gotta get off here. It's after 5:00. It's 10 after. We did. I don't know what happened with the internet. Actually, I do know. I forgot to plug my computer in again. I'll take that one. That's twice now that has happened on the chat.
Oh,
So
man.
we thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Man, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging.
Rob is
twice.
keeping up with I Am series
I
this
Am.
week on I Am the Resurrection
and the Life.
So love you guys. Hit us up if you need anything. If you need help right now, you can always email us at hello@thearsenal.church. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.